heart and soul. I'm just acknowledging that on this second Sunday of the year 2022, that our theme is moving forward together. Adventures in faith. So we're still on an adventure in faith, but I don't think anybody's questioning that part at all. And that our intention is literally to move forward together. Now, that's not a new idea. That's why I wanted to kind of pull over here and if not park, at least turn my flashers on for a moment and be here with this, that this idea of moving forward together is what we have been about. But today, in 2022, we are in a reboot opportunity, in a reset opportunity. So our moving forward together is in newness. So I wouldn't want to leave anyone with the impression that we haven't, Heart and Soul, frankly, is that community. Heart and Soul is the village where we do move forward together, and we've been sheltered in place for a while. We have still not fully opened. We never did. I know some folks did. And we're choosing to be cautious. So even right now, we have essentially like 3 congregants in the room. Everybody else is staffing. Everyone else is in a role, and I want the folks who are staffing to be present as much as possible. By possible, I mean as long as it's safe, as long as they are healthy and well and are willing to be here, because at some point we will open, and we can't all be new. I can't be the only one who has any familiarity with where everything is. And so we want, when we do open, completely, we want you to be greeted by some folks who actually know where the front door is and how to move through the building, etc. So that's where we are. This notion of moving forward together would be we're not always thinking we're thinking in one accord, but we are in alignment with divine principle. And so we're always being guided by the truth as best we can in any moment in time. So we have been moving forward together before this combination, this multi-pandemic, during, and as we are holding a vision, as we're nurturing a vision of being on the other side of it. And we must, by the way. That's not like a waste of time. That's not a false enterprise. I'm counting on us to nurture a vision for another day. A day when we are together in love and in peace and in joy. This is not the time to quit. This is not the time to give up the ghost around whatever it is we've been praying for. This is not the time to go light on prayer. This is the time to double up. This is the time, if you don't have a prayer partner and haven't had, this would be the time to get one. This would be the time to, just then I heard that old Doublemint gum commercial, double the double. Just get double on it. Double down on all the good stuff you know. If you got an affirmation that you use when you wake up and when you go to sleep, do it at lunch too. Do it at all the meal times. Are you following? This would be the time to really go for it. Don't save any for later in a Gattaca kind of way. Don't worry about how you're going to get back with it. Don't worry about running out. This is the time to go all in. So this adventure in faith that we have been on for some time would have been a lot more adventurous, but for the fact that Heart and Soul, has an amazing sacred service contingent. A group of folks who somehow, I've been thinking about this a bit, because today I want to spend some time just acknowledging and giving thanks for the folks who show up, for the folks who throughout COVID, there was a small group of us who said, we can be a bubble among ourselves because we got to do Heart and Soul. People are counting on us to present what it is we know. There are principles that we practice better together. Now, they're not principles that are designed for group work only, but in our human condition, we want somebody to play with. I do my affirmations if I had somebody call me and say, let's do them. And so we don't want to be about criticizing and shaking the finger to say, you ought to just do them on your own. Find a way, how you do them best. Get you somebody to call. Set your phone to call you, to ring you, so that if whatever it is you need to do, so that you can be your best self. And that's what this group of folks who are in service at Heart and Soul have been for me. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. has said that everybody can be great. He said, because everybody can serve. And service is that kind of thing that brings out the best in us. He says you don't have to have a college degree to serve. And it's interesting because sometimes when folks approach me, they want to play in a particular area, but they've already convinced themselves that they can't. So here Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. speak to you about this then. He says you don't have to have a degree to serve, a degree of any kind. I'm going to tell you, you don't have to have a diploma. You don't need a GED, but you got to bring your heart. You got to bring your heart and soul to whatever it is you're going to do. He says you don't have to make your subject and your verb agree to serve. Now, I just have to say, if you're going to be on mic, we're going to have to work that part out. I don't want to give the wrong impression. Because somebody would just say, now see, she not even, my eye would start twitching. They'd be like, she not even telling the whole truth. But there's something for everybody. You're going to have some little verb and subject agreement on mic. But not to do so much of what must be done. And here's his point, is we're not concerned about that. Because we want you where you shine. So this is not where you can't be. This is about where will you thrive? Where can you shine? Where can you help Heart and Soul shine? Where can we all look better because you're in your spot? Yes, I know that I'm the one on the camera. I'm the one you hear now. But I wouldn't sound this good if we didn't have no good sound people. Y'all would have tuned out a long time ago if the love stream wasn't tight. The folks playing the music, it doesn't really matter it does. Well, let me not get carried away here. It certainly matters what's happening on the piano, but you couldn't hear it anyhow if it wasn't mic'd. I'm just trying to make this clear, that these critical roles that we take for granted, that we just like, they don't need me. Yes, we do. We absolutely need you. We need your heart. We need your love. We need your intention. We need your encouragement. There's something for you to do. I remember, I would love it if I were a singer, if I could just right now, I would move right into song. I love a musical. I feel like life ought to be that I'd step up here and I would just start singing. But that's not my life. I remember that I was in 8th grade. There was a larger chorus that was like all of the middle schools, the junior highs is what we were calling them then. But the junior highs had I don't know how it worked, but there was a larger group. And I was among those chosen. And I remember, y'all know I tell my mother stories. But I was making the point that it was like my voice in that alto section was essential. And she said, yeah, for your enthusiasm. She, and I wish you me. And she was like, what you bring is important. They want your energy there. But she didn't want to leave me with the mistaken belief that I had been chosen because I was really rocking the notes. Now, I'm down for the lyrics. When it's time, you can count on me. I could be the lip sync queen because I got the lyrics for the folks who can get the note. But I know my spot. I know there's no point in me moving from here like, okay, I'm going to get to the piano now and do we. So, see, I'm not going to shine there, nor would Heart and Soul. Y'all would want me drug tested. Immediately. That would be in the chat. Get her, not COVID tested, get her drug tested now. Because she like all off of her spot. And we want you on your spot is my point. There is something. Bring your enthusiasm to the music ministry. Bring your enthusiasm to the welcome circle. Bring your enthusiasm. And then if you're looking at the sound and audio, we're going to need you to bring something in addition to your enthusiasm. I'm going to keep it real. If you already have some skills in that, please do not withhold them. Come on in. If you want to be a part of IT, I'm going to need you to know a little something already. But we have a spot for you because we're master trainers as well. And we know how to include folks who are willing to do whatever is required. Yes? All right. So look. Oh, I forgot this was what Dr. King was saying. He says you don't have to know the second theory of thermodynamics in physics to serve. Praise God. Praise God. Because they would come right in here and take me out. You only need a heart full of grace. A soul generated by love. That is what presently makes up our sacred service. Our leadership team and those they lead. Oh, come on, Heart and Soul. So, in the glossary of the Science of Mind glossary, it says service is the keynote of success and implies constructive work. So when you're serving, you are engaged in constructive work. And we need you. It says also loyalty to all your work and all concerned in it. So we need you. Literally, we need you. This is a call. And ask to be willing to bring your best self and to be a part of whatever, all that's required to do this. To do this on Sunday, to do this on Wednesday, to do the classes. There's always, and now that we do two things simultaneous, since we're always working because we're never going to give up our Sunday sanctuary as an idea, as an intention, and we're also never going to abandon the folks who are at home, often at a distance that they cannot just run in here when it opens up. So we have committed to serving both audiences, if you will, both groups. And the folks who are in between, they like, sometime I'm going to come and sometime I'm going to be online. No. All of that. But what that means is we're going to need you to help welcome people, to help facilitate, to help when we have classes. We're going to want you to help with the management of the Zoom functionality. There are any number of possibilities for folks who can serve if they're willing. And I want you right now to just hear from. I asked our leadership circle. So we have all of the folks who serve in all of the various circles. And each of those circles has at least a leader, if not a team of leaders. And so I asked some of them to say to us, don't make me try to say it all. I don't know it all. So here's what they said.
My service at Heart and Soul Center of Light blesses me in the awareness that I really am contributing to something that I believe is long lasting, that will last beyond my lifetime. I think and I know that Heart and Soul Center of Light will be around for my grandchildren's grandchildren.
I came to Heart and Soul at a time of major transition in my life, and I have been loved, held, and uplifted here. So it's an honor for me to give back. I have the opportunity to serve in a community of people who are actually practicing spiritual principles in their daily living. I get to witness the results in our lives, which only makes me stronger in my faith and my focus.
Serving at Heart and Soul has blessed my life with a never-ending gift. I'm around people who are loving, who are just vibrating all of the positive things that I need in my life. I'm surrounded by love.
I get to be the very best version of me and continually practice the presence every day of my life. The more I serve by standing in the truth with others, the more I am fortified to boldly stand in the truth for myself.
In addition to the amazing emotional and spiritual benefits I get from serving at Heart and Soul Center of Light, I also get some really practical life benefits from service. Leadership skills and emotional intelligence sorts of skills, general ability to communicate with folks, and an opportunity to really serve in community in a way that not only up levels and supports other people, but up levels and supports myself.
I serve at Heart and Soul because it brings me great joy. I love feeding people and they love eating.
Serving at Heart and Soul blesses me in so many ways. I get to be around people who have shared values, the shared values of spiritual growth, of personal growth, of creating community and giving back. It has been one big blessing after another in my life, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this community.
As I know that prayer works, serving in the prayer and care ministry gives me an opportunity to practice the principles that I believe in. And when I sing in Heart Song and the ensemble with the music ministry, I know that as my heart is opened with love, I am also sharing that love through music and song with others.
All the principles and practices I've learned over the years and have been able to implement them in my life to enhance it tremendously. The chosen family I've gained over the years, family, friends, aunties, uncles, cousins, sisters, brothers, that has been a tremendous blessing in my life.
Heart and Soul has enriched and transformed my life and continues to do that every day. I see myself as giving back to Heart and Soul just a little bit of what Heart and Soul has given to me, and that feels like a blessing. That feels like joy.
There is so much love and joy and abundance that is given by this community that I follow suit. You know, this reciprocation of love and joy is just constantly coming in and given back out. So my service is a direct reflection of the service that is given to me.
One of the reasons why I serve at Heart and Soul is it continues to provide opportunities that allows me to enrich my life in so many different ways. It provides an opportunity for me to give back in service to a community that continues to provide tools that allow me to enrich and expand who I am becoming.
Everything we offer, our educational events, all of the ways in which we inspire people to know that there is only one cosmic reality. It is God, and we are one with that. That is something that I know after I'm dust, that will be part of my legacy.
I am so grateful to our sacred service circle leads. We call them our Ignite Circle, our Ignite Leadership Circle. I'm so grateful for those few folks who were willing to give you a sense of what it means. Gandhi has said that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. That the best way to find yourself, and I know many folks are drawn to religious science, the science of mind principles, and study the philosophy itself because they are seeking self, that they are working stuff out. That's how I came. I call it the time that I lived under the bed that brought me. And so I understand, but the thing that we sometimes miss is how service, getting engaged at the level of giving of yourself, giving what you have to give, sharing who you are, the skills you have, or the ones you're willing to learn. What a difference that makes in your healing and in your divine revelation. And dare I say that there's some fun in it too. Because in December, early December, our Ignite Leadership Circle came together, and now they're going to get me later maybe because we took this picture, but you don't ever know how you're going to look in the picture. You just feeling like, oh, it's on. So that's how we looked. We had a movie, an afternoon movie viewing Jingle Jangle, and we decided to make it costume. And costume we did. And so I just want to share with you that it's not just the work. We do the work. Anyone who knows me, I'm willing to do the work. I'll work hard, but then I want to play hard too. And so it's the combination of bringing who we are and how we are and what we know. Here's the thing, that volunteers do not necessarily have the time. You know, if you talk to them, often the folks who are serving the most would seem to have the least amount of time. When you talk to them, they're not the people kicked back and they don't have nothing else to do. They're not like retired, not doing nothing. When you talk to folks who are really about service, they are busy. They got the children, they got the grands, they got a job. Sure, they retired, but then they now doing something else. They're in some organization, they're taking notes over here, they're the president over there. They are doing plenty. Take a note, y'all. Life is not about how deeply can you kick back. You take the break in between, but there's something about being actively engaged in life. So it's not that they got extra time, it's that they have heart. It's that they love enough and they're willing to express the love. They're willing to show up consistently. They're willing to keep their word. They're willing to be counted on by someone other than themselves. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Look at here. There's not a one of us who hasn't said, oh, if I had more money, I'd. Oh, if I had more time, I'd. Oh, if I had more resources, I'd. If I had a hammer. If I had, there's something about what you already have that you can begin making a difference. To not wait until everything falls in place. But I'm just going to say, start hammering in the morning. Start hammering in the evening. Start hammering all the time. Brannis, will you take us there?
I'd hammer out warning. I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, ring out warning. I'd ring out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, yes, sing out warning. I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Now I've got a hammer, and I've got a bell, and I've got a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, bell of freedom, song about love, yes, love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land, all over this land. Justice, yes, freedom, love, and peace all over this land, all over this land, all over this land, all over this land. Ooh,
Thank you, Brandis. Thank you. So, Heart and Soul, y'all got hammers, y'all got bells, and y'all have a song of love. I know you do. I hear you sing it. I hear you hum it. I see you be it. I've certainly seen you dance it. And the idea would be to use your hammer and your bell and your song of love in greater service to heart and soul. Whenever you can, however you can. And I'm going to try to help you out with that because look, there are some specific circles that are in need right now of greater support. You know, for many of our circles, we were moving along a couple of years ago and growing the circles and had a certain momentum and a certain energy. And then we were sheltered in place. And so we had to, even those circles that were active, we had to shrink them. And things just changed. And if you think about Youth and Family Village, you know, they haven't been active of necessity. And let me just say that even yesterday, I guess it was on NPR, that there was the dialogue around teachers and students and whether students could be in school now, and that I'm not making that decision. I'm not even offering input. I got enough stuff to offer input around. But there is a legitimate concern around whether there are sufficient tests available, whether there are sufficient teachers available, whether teachers feel safe enough to be in there, going back home to their own families, often which have folks with compromised health. It's a huge question. And I don't know the answer. And certainly, Heart and Soul, our Youth and Family Village and our teens, we are not trying to write guidance and instruction around this. We don't know either. If the professionals have not yet pulled it together, please do not look for us to be cutting edge. On that, we are always looking at the educators for what are they doing that we can then borrow from and use at Heart and Soul. And so it'll be a while. It will be once the schools are operating and they have it, then we're going to begin to take those pieces that are working and begin to work that here. But there are still some circles who need support. Let me just say that where the bold type is, that means that's where your service is needed. Please take note. If you have IT skills and interests, it's across the board. There's so many things we need in that. So even if you're on the soft end of that, then we're sure that there's something for you to support us. And then if you have major skills, that you're a professional in IT, come on now, break off a piece of that for us. So there's beautification. You see what they're doing. And they need some help. Facilities, I already told you, it's a little vacuuming, a little dusting, won't take you long. But it's necessary. We want the building. We're not asking you to sanitize. We already have that handled. Now, if you got some sanitation skills, we have a member who's doing it. That's their business. But if you have some too, we can collaborate. But basically, if you can run a vacuum, if you can come dust, if you can come wipe, if you can come, all of that. There's the welcome team needs some additional people online as well as in the facility when it's time for that administration. At some point, we're going to want somebody answering the phone. We don't need it right now because nobody's here during the week for all the reasons you might imagine. But at some point, we're going to want that website. If you've been there, you know we could use a little more help with just getting everything up exactly when you want it. Anytime you go to something at Heart and Soul and you're like, well, I don't know why I need you to hear. I need you to translate that into an opportunity. If you've gone there and the little thing we announced in the service wasn't there yet, think, oh, they probably need me to help with that, to relieve somebody who could really do it. Am I making sense with this? Audio and sound. We're going to want you to already have a bit of an acumen before you start moving levers and carrying on. But there's some training that we can support you with. I just want to keep it real. With love streaming, likewise. If you've been doing some video work and you the one in the family they call, come on now, don't keep that a secret from us. I wish I had the camera right now because Reverend Angelo, who has been the love streaming one, he has a team, but we have just upgraded our system, and so no one on his team yet is trained. So he is having conniptions. He's like, yeah, come on, call me right now. This is where, that's a wonder he hadn't put his phone number at the bottom of the thing. Like, operators are waiting. for you to call in and let us know that you got some video experience and can get in here and do this. Projection. You can't, it's not that we just work PowerPoint. It's that none of it would you be able to see if somebody wasn't working the projection aspect of it. You see what I'm saying? I would see it right here. But it would not do anything. Somebody has to do all of that. Our virtual hosts, who are our welcome team online, that's our Octopi folks. Online presence, you get some weekly notices, a reminder for the Sunday service. So you have the links right there handy. On Wednesday, we're giving you the video of it. Those folks would like to rotate a little bit and have a group of folks helping to do that. It's not no heavy lifting required. You have some skills to help us with this. And then imagining justice, health and well-being, hospitality, prayer and care, our music ministry, and ultimately the Pulse and Youth and Family Village will also be looking for support. But right now, focus on the bold and get in where you fit in. Jim Rohn said that only by giving are you able to receive more than you already have. I need you to really hear that, because there's not a one of us who isn't interested in activating the prayer of Jabez to expand our territory, to have more. And what folks who serve, there are those of us who were raised to serve. I don't know that I've ever participated in an organization where I wasn't in service. Have never been. I haven't known how to be a bench member, and nobody has seemed to know how to let me be either. In all fairness, let me just say, if I was in the cut, nobody was just like, oh, she in the cut, leave her there. They were like, come on in here, girl. We need some of something. And there was always something assigned. But I learned as a youngster that I was to give to those to whom much is given. Now, frankly, there are not many gatherings where you can go with folks in my generation where you could get that far into the phrase where everybody else didn't finish it. Those to whom much is given, much is expected. And we were raised to understand that the skills and the ability and the time and energy, as a youngster, you didn't even have to have no real skills, but they were going to get you in there. You can ask her if she don't need some help picking something up. Ask Miss So-and-so if she don't need, you can carry that. It was always to be in service. And I know everyone wasn't raised that way, but everyone can benefit from understanding the value of getting in there. So I'm going to bring you to 2 Corinthians. And 2 Corinthians 9. And verses 6, 7, and 8, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time with it because I didn't spend a lot of time on a lot of other stuff, so I'm going to really condense this. What I want to say, because you can read it and you'll see it in the recap, and so you'll have an opportunity to really peruse it. Here's what I want to offer. That this scripture, verse 6, is talking about that when we sow sparingly, we're going to reap sparingly. And that's not a threat. That is simply the articulation of divine principle. That's how spiritual law works. What that means for us in a practical sense, and this is why I've positioned it right here, is that we have been sheltered in place in various degrees and ways that has shown up. Some of us at the very beginning thought, oh, I'm going to learn a new language, or I remember I downloaded a Spanish app because I had schooling in Spanish, but I don't speak it enough to do anything much with it, so I was going to practice. And those first few, I was like all about it. The little app came on, now it didn't stop even tweaking me. You know what I mean? For a while, it like, okay, it's time, and I would stop, and that was in the beginning. Now it's like, oh, you can kick me so to the curb till I don't even know you. I'm not even going to remind you that you got this app. I'm that far removed from it. So I understand that in the beginning, we were going to do all that, and what I did was to get some pandemic pounds. So what I did was to cook for me and eat like I couldn't not eat. So here's the thing. While we're sheltered in place, we're sowing. We're always sowing. So see, this notion of sowing sparingly, I'm wanting to apply it to our circumstance. We weren't doing all that we've been doing. Heart and Soul hasn't even given you an opportunity to serve in all of the ways you used to serve, to come to all the things you used to come to. Because here's what Heart and Soulers know for sure, it's just being in the environment. When we get together, we leave inspired because we are in the mix of a divine energy, a divine energetic. And so we just kind of get in there any kind of way, and we come out better off than having not been in there. So you haven't had an opportunity to do that in the same way. So what that means is you have been sowing, in Scripture's terms, sparingly. Well, the rest of that means that what unfolds for you and me is sparing. So no, we do not have the lavishness of the lavish experience of divine presence and all that it manifests, demonstrates as us, because we have not been as available to it as we used to be. Does that make sense? This is not blame and shame. I'm just trying to break down where we are. How did life get to be the way it is? Because we lived it like this. Some of us are less inclined to do our practices on our own. But we'll come in, we'll be in the class. And I remember when it happened. At first, folks were like, oh, thank God for Zoom. Oh, thank God. And then they got to, no, not Zoom. Oh, not I would go, but is it on Zoom? No, I can't do another Zoom. So I understand. I remember when I saw it happen, and I thought, oh, we're starting to sow sparingly. We don't know what we don't know. But when we pull back from what is supporting us, from what is helping us, from what is healing us, from what is feeding us, we're going to be less healed, less fed. That's the sparingly part of it. When we're sowing bountifully, and you know what that's like. It's when you show up. It's when you're available. It's when you're engaging. There's not a relationship in your life that thrives without you. Think about it. When you're in it, okay, y'all gonna act like you don't know. I can go there. In the first weeks or so of the relationship, y'all, you still falling asleep on the phone with each other? You just can't get enough, right? And then it gets to the point where, who is this? Oh, I'm sorry. No, the radio I couldn't hear your voice. It requires that you be attentive and engaged. There is absolutely nothing in your life that will thrive without your energy. If it's in your life. Now, if it's in my life, your energy is not essential to it. Do you understand the point I'm trying to make here? If it's in your life, it requires your energetic presence. Every relationship, every situation, every circumstance. Your little house, wherever you live in, if you're not giving it any attention, it's going to show you. You got pets? Oh, pets are the first ones. They're going to show you right away. Leave them without some attention. Get home and hope you have a house. Hope you have a chair that you can still sit in. Because they're going to let you know. But life is trying to tell you the same thing your little pet is showing you. That if you don't give me some attention, if you are sparingly with me, there's no way for you to reap greater. Oh, some of y'all going to have to stay after. Okay. So look, this part in verse 7, where it talks about that every human, according to their purpose and their heart, that they have to give at that level and not grudgingly. So here's what I want to bring is let's release our grudge with 2021. Let's just 2021. I know we mad. We trying to break up with 2021. June of last year, we trying to break up with 2021. So by December, we were so through with 2021. We were just grabbing on to 2022. But you can't move that fast. We're going to have to let go, release our grudge with 2021. Why? Because we cannot fully embrace 2022 until we do. We're in service. It was hard for us to be in service to 2021. I understand. You see, we must reflect the energy of the divine, which is a cheerful giver. And so we want to come into 2022 cheerfully, but not kicking 2021 to the curb. That's not the cheerful. It's having embraced it so that you can honor being in 2022, so that you can give into it all that you have to give. So that would be your time, your talent, and your treasure. You're pouring into this year. In 2022, I'm going to ask you to give to Heart and Soul of your time, of your talent, and of your treasure. And I guarantee you that the reciprocal action of principle will serve you. I won't owe you anything because you're not doing it for me. You're doing it because it's the way life works. God abounds in, through, and as each and every one of us, only where it can. So we are doing the work to give it access. So look, I'm closing here. The quality of your life will be determined by the quality of your contribution. When you get this, you move right to the head of the class. The quality of your life is commensurate with the quality of your contribution. Remember the cheerful giver part. So you show up to serve like, what can I do? And then keep your face fixed when they ask you to pick that stuff up over there. Well, like, no, I was hoping I would be able to run the whatever. What we need you to do, the quality of your contribution, what you bring to it, the energy, that you're a cheerful giver of your time, your talent, and your treasure. When you work to improve the lives of others, that's what our sacred service circles do. That's what we really do. We call it something else, but what we're really doing is working to improve the lives of others. We're being there for folks. The folks who are welcoming you, they know they could be sitting in a chair, kicked back. They're welcoming you because they know there's a difference in being welcomed and that everyone wants to feel welcome. So some of them come in early. They have just been welcomed by the 3 people they're going to be working with. But you get welcomed by all 8 because they know the benefit of that, and they know the joy that they receive and the healing that they receive in welcoming and being there for others. In so doing, it improves their lives automatically. Look at here. The change that we want to come is going to have to happen through us. The change that we want, that we're counting on, that we're affirming, declaring for 2022, that change is sure enough going to come, but it's going to come through as you. Not going to be the change and then you jump in. You will be the change. And part of that change, that is my prayer, is that it's all of us in service to each other, in service to the highest and best, in service to divine source, the living one, the strong one, in service. Because indeed, a change is going to come, and it will be through you. Brannis McKenzie is going to bring us that right now.
I was born by the river in a little tent, and just like the river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know the change is gonna come. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's out there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. I go to the movie, and I go downtown. Somebody keeps telling me, don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Then I go to my brother, my sister, and I say, help me please. But somehow he knocks me right down on my knees. There were times when I thought I couldn't last for long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. It's been a long time coming. You gotta know a change is gonna come. It's been a long time coming. But I know, 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 yes, I know a change is gonna come. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Valerie Joy. And thank you, Brannis McKenzie, for A Change Is Gonna Come. Show enough, 2022 is here, and a change will unfold for us as we change. Yes, indeed. So I want to begin just by saying thank you. Thank you to Brannis and Valerie Joy. Thank you for all of the folks in the room, in whatever role and whatever service you're providing. I want you to know, pause for a moment and think, what if you weren't there? Don't think about who would be there. Just think, if you were not where you are right now, serving in the way you are, something, an energetic would be missing, not just in your task being fulfilled, but your energy bringing it. And that's something I don't want to miss. So I'm grateful for the way that we do this. Thank you to all of those in sacred service who are not even in the room, which I want to just say for a moment right quick here, that for the first time we have more virtual opportunities. So I know some of you are not even in the country, but that's okay because we have some virtual opportunities, so you can do that virtual thing from Costa Rica and Brazil and from all the various places this is within the territory, from Puerto Rico, and there are a variety of places. There's not a state in the union where you can't do something from where you are that supports and moves forward heart and soul. Remember, we're moving forward together. We need you. Thank you for those who are already doing it. For those who are yet coming, we have space for you. We have a place for you. Absolutely. Just thank you. Imagining Justice is back on, and this Wednesday, a poetic discussion of the creative process with our resident poets, Damali Robertson and Sheila Smith. That's exciting. Our prayer and care village. Come on now. If we're going to get the change that we are all about, we're going to have to do some prayer. And so there are a variety of ways that you can get prayed up. You can, about 10 minutes after we end the service, you can call in or you can Zoom in. It's on the screen now. You can, during the week, there's a 24/7 prayer request line. You can get in there and leave a message and someone will get back to you. You can email your prayer request to prayerandcare@heartsoulcenter.org. Now, doesn't that just cover it all? You can get in on Zoom, you can call, you can email. What are you waiting for? Come on, so we can enhance all that we're doing together. Y'all know that on this adventure in faith, I'm a reader. And so there's not going to be a time, as long as I am senior minister at Heart and Soul, that we don't have a book that we're working on, because it's how I get to be me. And so the book that we're sharing and encouraging you to rock with us is 365 Days of Abundance. And I'm going to draw from that even as we do our prayer. I've told you about prayer. This is our makeup. We're going to read in community, we're going to pray in community, and we're going to stay connected through all of the social media options. Because during the week, if there's a hard time, in addition to prayer, in addition to like one-on-one prayer or being part of a group prayer, you can go to our podcast. And you can just locate a prayer there by subject or focus, or just blindly just get me some prayer and click on something quick. And you can find our service, our live stream services listed on Facebook and on YouTube. And if you're Twitter, there's going to be something posted, access to us through all of those options. Get thee some heart and soul, y'all. And give generously in the process, because that moves us forward together. So for today, in our 365 Days of Abundance, today the focus is the universal law of relativity. I'm going to ask you to begin to maybe allow your eyelids to close, maybe sit yourself up straight, whatever it is that supports you in having a divine availability to prayer and the divine action and engagement in prayer. The universal law of relativity for today, January 9th, the author is citing 2 Corinthians 4:17. For our present troubles are small and won't last very long. A change is going to come. Yet they produce for us a glory that vastly outweighs them and will last forever and ever. And so it is in this consciousness that I just honor that there is one life, and that I know and I know and I know that that life is the divine life of the living one, the strong one, divine source, the creative principle itself. Oh, I know that this law of relativity also teaches us to keep everything in perspective so that we can see where we are in the divine flow and what that thing is that happened, or what that thing is I did or didn't do. What is the relativity? Where is it in my life cycle? In my all in all. I speak this word knowing that trouble don't last always. That whatever it is that is happening for us, that we are empowered to bring about a shift as we bring about a shift. And so I speak this word right now on behalf of anyone and everyone who is desirous of a shift, that a shift is present right now. Everything required is available to us. And it all starts in mind. That we make a decision, a choice right now to shift. To have a different outcome, to live in a new way, to heal. And to know that healing is but the divine revelation of health and well-being on every level. In the level of the body temple, in the level of mind, at the level of heart and feeling. Oh, I just give thanks for the realization of the infinite possibility that is before each and every one of us. Knowing that none of us has access until we are willing to vibrate at the rate of whatever it is we are desirous of. Vibrate at the mental equivalent of it, at the emotional equivalent of it, at the physical equivalent of it. That's what's required of us to make whatever shift is required for our own vibration toward the health and well-being of the entirety of our lives. So that even when we have troubles, we remember that God's got us. That something quite magnificent is unfolding in each and every one of our lives. The healing of whatever is going on in the body temple that is keeping us from the clearest vibratory pattern. That there is the presence of the divine. That when we tap in and allow it to be us, that must shift. And that is true in our finances. In the entire realm of our financial affairs. That there's a vibratory match. And for many of us, there's some work for us to do, but it begins in mind and heart. It begins in believing and then allowing it to be done in alignment with what we believe. Oh, I give thanks. I give thanks that at the level of mind that there's a divine healing that brings into perfect clarity what really matters, what matters most, so that we can stand and make the kinds of decisions from the most empowered place to ensure that we stand in good stead for whatever it is that is before us. is an absolute perfect gratitude. Absolute perfect gratitude and thanksgiving. That I just accept that this word is a power unto the law, that it is done, that it's not possible for it to return void, that it must absolutely produce in like kind. And for this too, I am grateful. I know that in all things, that right now I look to the good and I declare the good for all of us, each and every one of us. And I know that that clears a perfect path, that clears the way for the divine healing and the perfect revelation of the presence of the divine in all, as all. And because I know this is so, I simply let it be, sealing this word for forever by saying Ashe. Amen. And so it is. Love truly does matter.